But we've got to start with the Draymond-Steph duo looking very much like their old ways yesterday. Let's take a look. That's right. Draymond Green back from a 29-game absence. Here's how much the Dubs missed him, man. You look at this game, look at this highlight right here. First quarter, Green. He finds Curry for the three.
That's
back
what they've
in
been
action.
waiting for. And he was smiling. Steph Curry was smiling. You got to love to see it.
And then, of course, little reciprocation.
Okay.
Draymond for three.
His first bucket back. Let's go. And, he's all emotions.
Dubs.
Taking you over. Sorry, I had to go.
No, it's all good. Dubs up 13. Clay gets into the act here.
And that's the beautiful, ability of Draymond, not only knocking down a shot when he's feeling good, but creating shots for others. Clay, we see you.
Third quarter. Steph's going to show off the mid-range here.
Oh, this is not fair. His handle, underrated.
And now Curry just carving up the D right here.
I mean, look
this.
how many guys are around him. There were 5 in the paint, and no one could stop Steph Curry.
Just insane. So the Warriors win. Pretty insane stuff. And again, they were basically a 500 squad without Draymond in his absence. Steph clearly missed him, as I mentioned. 15 minutes they shared the court last night. Look at this. Steph scored, check this out. This is not a typo. 41 points and shot 13 of 16 from the field when he played with Draymond, and only scored 6 in the 20 minutes when he didn't play with Draymond, and the Warriors were outscored by 6 points in that span. So after the game, Draymond was confident about the Warriors moving forward.
Obviously, the 2 seed will be great, but we're not chasing it. We're going to make sure we do everything we can to stay healthy coming down the stretch. Not going to make any bonehead decisions trying to chase the 2 seed. Whether we're 2 seed or 3 seed, we're going to win a championship, so don't really matter.
All right, we welcome in Mark Spears of the Andscape, of course. I almost said the Undefeated, but it's Andscape now. And Zach Lowe, the host of the Lowe Post podcast. Zach, let's start with you. What is your level of confidence in the Warriors now that Draymond is back and it seemed to unlock peak Steph Curry?
I was never worried about the Warriors. People kept asking, the Warriors are 500 in their last 30 games. Oh, their defense has slipped from 1st to 7th in the games that Draymond hasn't played. Are you worried? I kept saying, wake me up when Draymond Green is back. He's the engine of this team on both ends of the floor. He's a basketball genius. He gets Curry going. He's the keystone of their defense. If anything, I am almost more confident provided they can stay healthy, because Clay's game is starting to come around. His three-point shot looks great, all things considered. And the Warriors without Draymond, they found out that their kids, Moses Moody and Jonathan Kuminga, might be ready for big playoff minutes. So the Warriors all of a sudden deeper. Steve Kerr's got interesting decisions to make. Both those guys, especially Kuminga, add dimensions that the Warriors don't really have. But with Draymond, Curry, Clay, everybody rolling, Jordan Poole's rolling, this team is as dangerous as ever.
Mark?
Yeah, no, another guy, you spoke about the young guy, Zach. What about James Wiseman? He's playing down the street from you guys tonight in L.A. at the Agua Caliente Clippers.
Oh, that ain't down the street, though. That's pretty far, actually. That's on the IE, man.
So, yeah, it's going to cost you a lot of gas, but you should go check him out. He had a great game on Sunday with 19 points and 14 rebounds against the Ignite. He gives the Warriors something that they don't have right now: size, athleticism, shot blocking. You're going to have to play, because if you look at the Suns, if you look at Denver, if you look at Utah, these teams have bigs. So to me, now they're truly ready for a championship once he is back. And if he can give them 20 to 30 minutes a game, this kid is hungry. He's much bigger, stronger. He's going to be a force that I think is the final piece of the puzzle for the Warriors trying to get back to the finals.
I absolutely agree, and that's the one point that I was going to bring up, the James Wiseman factor, because as long as we've known this new iteration of the Golden State Warriors, their motto has been strength in numbers. And when we talk about numbers, I mean, they've gotten better. Their role players have gotten better the same way we talk about the Phoenix Suns role players have gotten better. You have to start putting the Warriors in that category for all the reasons that both Mark and Zach mentioned. But, I mean, we talk a lot about Steph Curry and his greatness and how he moves without the ball to get his shot off. Draymond is sort of the same way. He may not have the ball, but he creates opportunities by screening or slipping and 2 people following him as an undersized post and leaving, Clay or Steph open on the perimeter. And those subtle factors are the reasons why when Steph was playing with Draymond last night, 7 for 9 from 3. When he wasn't with Draymond, 0 for 5 from 3. There's just that comfort factor. So to answer your question, when you think about confidence, when the Warriors are confident, I'm confident that they can beat anybody in the NBA. Now, the question is consistency, getting it all together for this last push. But right now, they're a team that they can beat any night.
Yeah, and look, I actually think that Draymond on the ball frees up Steph a ton, really, is what the reality is. Because as great as Steph is, I think he prefers to be off the ball and running people around just like Klay does and getting open the way he did last night.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.